So in the most recent episode of Dragon Ball Super, we saw that the combined team of the Super Saiyan Blues and Goku and Vegeta and the Super Saiyan 2 in Future Trunks were all handily defeated by Black and Zamasu. And we learned in that episode and the next episode preview that there's a very big possibility that Zamas wished for immortality on the Super Dragon Balls, making himself virtually indestructible. Now, if this is the case, it seems like an almost impossible challenge for the Z Fighters to overcome defeating an immortal opponent. However, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 possible ways in which the Z Fighters can overcome and defeat Black and Zamasu in this arc. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all upcoming videos in the future. So let's start off with the first way on this list, which is the Evil Containment Wave, or Mafuba. And of course, this was the move that was invented by Master Mutaido, the master of Master Roshi and Master Crane Hermit, during Dragon Ball to seal away the evil Piccolo Daimao, or Demon King Piccolo. Now, even though this move was originally invented to seal away demons, what about using it on an evil god, for example? Now, although this does not fit the original intention of the move, it is possible with the brilliant tactical and fighting minds of Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Ten Shinhan, and Master Roshi that they could develop a further version of the move that could fit this purpose. For example, during the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, during the fight between Kami and Piccolo, Kami used the Evil Containment Wave to try and seal away Piccolo Jr. However, Piccolo Jr. created his own reverse Mafuba, or Evil Containment Wave, which instead sealed away Kami, and without costing him his life in the process. So it's entirely possible that those who already know the move and those who will come to learn it will be able to expand upon the move, adapt it, and be able to use it for this process, making all of these characters relevant in the process. And even if it costs them their lives, there's always the Dragon Balls to wish them right back. Well, let's say this method doesn't work and Goku and the rest of the Z Fighters have to figure out a different method to defeat them. Well, how do you beat someone who can't be beaten in battle? Simple, you remove them from the battle. And in this case, you do it permanently. As we already saw with Garlic Jr., an immortal villain in Dragon Ball Z Movie 1, as well as the Garlic Jr. saga of Dragon Ball Z the anime, when the Z Fighters were incapable of defeating him in battle, they simply chucked him into the dead zone, which of course he opened on his own. Now, we're not very likely to see Zamas or Black open up a dead zone of their own so that they could easily be thrown into it, but a very similar method of permanent battlefield removal can see the end of these two as threats to the Dragon Ball multiverse at large. Now, I'm not saying that they should ignore the presumed canon, the timeline inconsistencies, and simply wish Garlic Jr. out of the dead zone so he can open it up again to shove him, Zamasu, and Black back in there, although it would be pretty funny, but perhaps borrowing some inspiration from this film and from that saga in Dragon Ball Z would be in the best interest of all those who are trying to defeat these two villains. And as we did here during Goku and Vegeta's training with Whis on Beerus' planet, underneath the planet is a dimension from which if they fell into, they could never return. So perhaps we bring the battle over to Beerus' planet, they fight there, and knock the two of them under the planet, and there we go, problem solved. But like the first one, this option is very circumstantial, so let's get into something that they could do right now if they really decided to. And that is, let Boo absorb everyone and use his powers to his own advantage. Now, although this idea sounds ridiculous at first, and it is ridiculous regardless, Majin Buu has some of the most broken abilities in all of Dragon Ball. He has pretty much unlimited regeneration, is essentially immortal himself, can turn people into candy and eat them, and also, most importantly, can absorb other people's power into himself. So Buu, Goku, or Vegeta may not be able to defeat Zamas or Black on their own with their own power, but if they all combine their power into one body, having Buu absorb them, Buu will have the full power of Goku and Vegeta as gods and all of their techniques combined within his own body, so he should definitely be able to surpass the combined power of Black and Zamas even if they were to team up against him. And obviously that sword that Black used against Vegeta would have little to no effect against Buu because of his regeneration. So this would allow Buu to beat down both of his adversaries in battle, possibly killing Black if he himself is not immortal, and likely transforming Zamas into something that makes him a little bit easier to control, such as a piece of chocolate, for example. And if, like Vegito, that move does not work on Black, well, there's always the possibility of Buu absorbing him as well. But if the evil influence of Zamas is way too much for Buu to control, then that could come back to seriously harm everyone in return. Now, another obvious way for the good guys to be able to defeat Zamas and Black is for them to call Zeno, and Goku was given a button by Zeno that would call him immediately to Goku's position if he ever were to press it. So if Goku were to simply call the supposed god of Dragon Ball to his location, tell him, hey, that guy's immortal, can you strip away that immortality for me and kill both of them just so that they could stop threatening the entire multiverse at large? If Zeno truly wanted to, and he really is omnipotent, he would be able to blink them away in an instant, regardless of what power the Super Dragon Balls has given them. But one of the things we've learned about Zeno thus far is that the guy has a temperament. After all, the Dragon Ball world used to consist of 18 universes, and then Zeno got angry one day, and now we have 12. So bringing Zeno into this situation and alerting him to what's going on might have dire circumstances for the timeline of future Trunks and Universe 7 as a whole. So even though Goku is Zeno's friend, if he pisses him off, it's goodbye Goku and goodbye Universe 7 for good. So finally, it's time for the last and the most consequence-free choice that the Z Fighters could make right now, and that's simply using the Super Dragon Balls to wish away Zamas and Black forever. After all, if the Super Dragon Balls, unlike the other Dragon Balls, truly have no limits and you can wish for anything, that if Zamas can wish for immortality and an indestructible body, Goku should simply be able to wish it all away and to wish Zamas and Black to be gone from existence forever. And this is easily the most obvious and simple way for Goku and the Z Fighters to defeat Black and Zamasu, or really any villains. I mean, after all, if Goku and the other Z Fighters were smart, they would go find those Super Dragon Balls and wish for every person who would ever turn evil or who would ever be a threat to them to simply be gone as well, or to just never turn evil in the first place, or to turn everyone in the Omniverse good. Now that may mess up the balance of good and evil, but they could simply wish that they don't need a balance of good and evil in the universe. After all, they could do anything. But as we know, this is Dragon Ball, and in Dragon Ball, there's always got to be fighting, there's always got to be that next villain, and there's always got to be that escalation. So just wishing away these current villains would be a good idea, and maybe wishing to unlock a powerful transformation that makes it so they could beat any villain in the future, whatever they can possibly think of. But these have been the 5 ways in which the Z Fighters can defeat Black and Zamasu in Dragon Ball Super. Let me know your own thoughts down below, let me know your own list of ways that you think they could defeat them, maybe ones I didn't even think of on this list, and put them down below in the comments section. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends so we can make more videos like this in the future, and as I always say, stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, hello, my name is Zeno from Zamasu, and if you thought the video was over, that is because you're too scrawny to comprehend my muscularity.
Well, I think now's about the time I get out of here and go kill some filthy Ningen, and then cut myself because I'm clearly a goth weirdo.
Nah, not so fast, Zamas. I have my own top 5 list that will show me how to defeat your scrawny immortal ass. So strap your green bony ass into that tea drinking chair you got there and replace that tea with protein powder so you can bulk up. Although you're probably going to need about 5 billion of them because you're such a bitch. Number 5. My triceps. Number 4. My biceps. Number 3. My trapezius. Number 2. My lateralis. And of course, the most masculine number 1 of all time. My pecs. You like to sit up on your high horse, drinking your tea and calling everybody a Ningen. Well, guess what, Zamas? Compared to me, everybody is a Ningen. Cause my muscles have evolved beyond humanity. So I'm calling your scrawny, so-called godly ass out. I'm gonna beat you worse than the Incredible Hulk beat the scrawny little bitch Loki. Maybe you should take some inspiration from your green brother and get your scrawny ass in the gym. Stop doing the cardio and start hitting the weights. Zamas, we coming for you, Ningen.